Starting lavender. Let's talk about that. All right, so this seed packet has seen better days. These are also tested 318, so these were probably grown in 2017. So these are pretty old seeds. Start with fresh seed. Don't do what I'm doing. Also, this table looks rough. It's supposed to look rough. It's where I start mini seeds. It's where I have my grow lights. So, dirty table. It's all right. We're all familiar with that. So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to take your seed packet, and even if it's been stratified, if you want the best luck, take your seed packet, throw it in the freezer for 2 weeks. If it has been stratified, you could probably get away with 1 week, but I recommend throwing it in for 2 weeks. And then once you pull it out of the freezer, get you a paper towel and wet it. And then you're going to want to take your seeds and I'll start a little extra. Luck is, if I don't start a little extra, then none of them are going to germinate for me to finish this video series. So I'm going to start plenty, and then you just want to scatter them all over your paper towel. To explain the stratification process, what that is, whenever you put the seeds into the freezer, it mimics winter, and there are many species of plants whose seeds will not wake up until they go through a freeze-thaw event, and it's really a survival mechanism, because if their seeds try to germinate in fall after flowering in the summer, well, if they germinate in the fall, they're probably going to get killed off before they can reach maturity and either form a taproot or produce a flowering seed or produce a tuber. So many different plants have this mechanism, and you have to freeze them in order to wake the seeds up. That's what a lot of gardeners say, to wake up the seeds, to bring them to life. So once you've frozen them, you've mimicked winter, and now with the wet and the warm, you're going to mimic spring. So what you're going to do here, you're going to take yourself a baggie. And I know many seeds you would fold the paper towel over itself or add another paper towel. Do not do that here, because you're going to want your seeds to have a lot of access to light. There are a couple of things that these seeds need. They need stratification, which we've talked about. They need moisture, like any other seed. They need warmth to signal spring. And they're going to need light. These are much like blueberries and strawberries and many other herbs where you need light to get them to sprout. So if you're having issues with any other kind of seed, remember that. Stratification, warmth, moisture, light. Remember all 4 of those things, and if you apply them to a difficult type of seed, many times you're going to be able to wake them up and get them to sprout for you. So I'm just going to slide this into this bag real quick. And I'm not really worried about the spacing on my seeds. It doesn't matter quite as much to me. I actually wasn't planning on doing this, but after polling you guys, a lot of you seem to need help. So I was happy to do this demonstration. You're going to want to do this a little more carefully than I am. Once you have them in there, you want to make sure that there's plenty of water, so you may want to add a few more drops of water. I'm probably going to add more to this bag. And you want to get all the air out of it, and you want to seal it. Alright, so here we are, and we're ready to go. What you want to do with this, there are a couple of different techniques that you could use. You could either take this and tape it to the back of your coffee maker to give it a couple of days worth of warmth. Or you can take this bag and tape it to your southernmost window, or if you've got a greenhouse, you could throw it in there. But I really prefer the window, because if you tape it to your southernmost window, it's going to get really, really warm during the day. And it's going to get quite cool at night as well, as long as you're still having cold nights. Alright, so it is now 9 days later, just 9 days later, and I'm going to show you what babies we have here today. So it looks like I have 5 that are actually showing greenery. Got one there, one here, got another one there, over here, we got 2 of them. We also have a few others that are showing root development. Like I've said previously, it can take many weeks for these guys to sprout, but in just 9 days I've already got 5 small plants. And as soon as these started to sprout up, especially this one right here, I decided to go ahead and put a little air in the bag, just so the rest of them can get to sprouting, while those can grow just a little bit more, so they're a little bit larger whenever I go to move them and transplant them. I much prefer for them to develop a little more before I even try to transplant them. Most people would be trying to move them at this size, and I don't like to move them until the seed coat is off and it's been a few days thereafter. It just makes it easier to transplant them, and I find that they have a better survival rate that way. Hopefully this video will get you guys started on lavender seeds and hopefully headed towards success. I know a lot of people have issues with them, and I did it first too, but this really works. It really helps. And one thing I really like doing, especially if I have my grow lights going and my seedlings going, is like to set them up right here, right on top. This gets a little warm, and if I just set them up here during the day, it helps a lot. Actually, it's probably not very safe to begin with, now that I think of it, but I just kind of lay it up here for an hour or two if I'm not putting it in a window or putting it on the back of the coffee maker. And as you can see, I've had great success. I've already got 5 little seedlings in 9 days with some root development on others. So all in all, we've had a great germination rate so far, and I will have to post another update video in about 6 weeks to show you guys how many of these actually germinated. I'm anticipating roughly a 75 to 85% germination rate. That's about what I got last time. Now these seeds, they were tested on 318, so that means that these guys are over 4 years old. They're probably closer to 4.5 years old, so they're definitely on the older end, but this is proof that you can germinate older lavender seed, but fresh is recommended, as I've said previously. But either way, give this a go. You won't be disappointed. It definitely works, as you can see. These are not trick seeds. It really does work. Hopefully this has helped you guys. Thank you so much for visiting. See y'all later.